Since a few days now, this machine is fully operational and it works really well, except for one detail. This is a quick change tool holder and I have only one tool holder for it. So every time I need to change tool, I have to take it out and put it in and center again. So today's project, making tool holders. So let me invite you in a new adventure of flying chips and drilling holes and broken taps and censored adult language. That's a big chunk for this little machine. So I suppose adventure already started. This piece of steel is big enough to make 4 of these tool holders. But it's a bit too high. The width of my tool holder is hidden here in this height for the moment. And I don't have any machine that can cut off this height here. So I'm a bit afraid I will have to chips about 24 millimeters of first quality steel. What a waste, but no choice. So let's that looks good, nice finish. My little block here is roughed out and I think I'm ready to start cutting these weird looking shapes here. And I'm gonna start with this T. It's a reverse T, of course. So first I will cut a slot, and to do this I think I'm gonna use my spring-loaded cutting thing here. That is a little bit dull, so I will give it a touch of diamonds. But before I do that, first I have to take care of a little detail. I don't know if you noticed, but if you want to know the exact angle you need for whatever cutting tool, and you just Google it, they give you all these magnificent names of these angles and very nice little plans and drawings. But the angles, the values, I don't know why. But okay, this one now is more or less 20 degrees back rake on the face. I just wanted to say that if it doesn't work, we can always change. But here now is worse. If I want to install my tool here, I don't have enough room in this setup. The table is as low as possible and the tool slide is completely up, and I need at least 25mm more height. So let's find another solution. Mounted directly on the table, that will work. I installed my two stops here, so the table cannot go too far. Let's this is a viewer gift cutting tool, a parting blade, and it's spring loaded. And this thing is a life changer. With a fixed tool, what I just did here is close to impossible. And with this one, really good. I will try to include a slow-mo so we can clearly see what's happening. I think in the slow motion you could see very clear how this tool works. When it starts cutting, you really see the gap here. The spring started to work, so this gap is getting smaller. And then it's searching a little bit balance. Which means if it wants to dig in, it can't, because the tool will move backwards and up. Now I stopped cutting because I start to run into a little problem. On the backstroke, of course, the tool is lifting. And when I touch this shoulder or this shoulder, the tool will rub on the sides, on the shoulder itself. So to be good, it has to lift, in this case, at least 13mm, which it can't, because the shank here is touching this central bolt. And because of the stroke length is at maximum, and in fact a little bit too short, instead of escaping on the back here, it will stay up and start to dig into the material. Now I don't want to show you this because it can be a serious crash and I don't want to break my beautiful little toy here, of course. So let's try something else. I have here a beautiful 2-flute 18mm end mill. And I would like to install it here horizontal and put my workpiece here vertical. Now why in this way? Because I hope it will better clear the chips. If you work horizontal, the chips stay always down there and then you have to blow it out with compressed air, which I don't have. So I think vertical, that could work. Now I never did this before, so let's find out. Seems to work just fine. While the thing is cutting here, of course I'd like to keep it cool a little bit with my coolant pot. But it's again separated and the thing is leaking from everywhere. So it became a real pain. I don't use the flood coolant system because for the moment there is no coolant liquid stuff in here. And for a very good reason. When I put coolant in this machine, after a few weeks it smells like sewage. It becomes completely grey with these black moldy spots in here, and it absolutely stinks. And I hope someone can help me with this mystery. The coolant tank of this machine is of course down here in the foot. And have these two lids with holes in it. So I think there is more than enough air that can come in and out. Of course, there is always an oil film on top of the coolant liquid system thing. But because I use this machine and of course also the coolant several times a week, I think it should get more than enough air to stay in good condition. But it isn't. Here in my lathe, for example, there is of course also a coolant tank. It's a small rectangular thing and I can put 8 liters of coolant in here. And just like any other machine, also in here there is an oil film on top of the coolant surface. So same problem as in the milling machine. But the coolant in this one, for the moment, is more than 3 years old. 3 years. And still in good condition. Of course it's a little bit dirty because of all my rusty pieces I make in here, but it still works. So I don't know. To me it is a mystery. %. Right, let's see if it works. The groove is now cut out and I reinstalled the thing here in the shaper, and it's time to start thinking about cutting this undercut, I suppose I need to call it. And to do so, of course, I need a cutting tool. And my idea is to weld a piece of high-speed steel here on this normal steel thing, so a little bit in a T-shape. But the best tool I think could be this one. This is a 6mm square and I have to cut a little slot left and right 7mm, so this could be really good. But my little shaper here cannot take 6mm cuts. So I think it will be better if I use this little piece here. This is 2mm and I think 10 or something high-speed steel. My brand new cutting tool is installed, all zeroed out and ready to go. This should be it. One side of the tailstock is now finished, and when I took the part out to flip around, I accidentally bumped the cutting tool and broke it. So I had to make a new one. So now I'm ready to cut the other side. Game over. Because the tool is rubbing on the surface on the backstroke, because of course the clapper is locked, it takes its toll on the cutting edge. But all in all, I think it worked really well. And now it's time to cut these 45 or 90 degrees slots in here. But I think that will be in another video, because I want to say thank you to everyone who left birthday wishes on my last week's video. For my dad, of course. Now, normally when I post a video, I have an average of 60 comments. Normally a bit more, a bit less, and then I try to respond at everyone. My dad, he received birthday wishes from 360 comments. So my dad asked me to say thank you, and he also let me know that it was his best birthday for a long time. So thank you very much. And I also received an email from Huub in the Netherlands. And Huub, he has exactly the same machine as this one here. And he needed some information. And so of course I gave him what he needed. And because Huub in the Netherlands is a very nice person, he wanted to send me something to say thank you for this information. Now, normally it's completely free, but he wanted to say thank you. And he asked me if I was interested in some high-speed steel, letting me know that he had enough for about 500 years. I think 500 years, that's a good start, so why not? And so he did. He sent me a few pieces, different sizes of high-speed steel. So Huub, thank you very much, but there is more. He also sent me this cute little tank that can be used, for example, as a dripping system for oil or coolant, with a little bracket that you can mount on the machine. So this can be very useful. He sent me an almost brand new micrometer. This feels better than new. And also a surface tester. This is a very fine, very small little point, and 1 division, 1 micron. So you can sweep the surface and then it tells you the highs and lows. It's gonna be a nice toy to play with. He also sent me a collection of T-nuts that I can bore, drill and tap in the sizes I want. So this is very nice because I need more tinners. Now I have end mills. I should say for my machine these are end mills. Nice and big ones. And 2 deburring tools, brand new, never used, just buy these end mills. An old box of CDs. Oh no, these are cutting discs for the angle grinder. 1mm thickness. I like these very much, these work really well. He also sends me a collection of slitting saws. There are a big one and less big one and small one and very thin one and big teeth and small teeth. So Huub, thank you very much for your generosity.